You know what you're doing, and I'll never be able to see you the same again." Jimin's broken voice, hoarse by anger and wounds, echoed in the now silent rehearsal room. Sweat was still wetting his forehead, but not because of the practice, but rather because of the inner upheaval he had endured for too long. Jungkook stood transfixed, his body tense, his breath hanging in the air that felt colder than usual. Even though the air conditioning had been turned off since an hour ago, fragments of mineral water bottles were scattered on the floor, illustrating how sudden the emotional outburst occurred. Namjoon, who had just entered from the side door, was sculpting. He watched, with worried eyes, how Jimin looked at Jungkook as if he were looking at someone who had destroyed something irreplaceable. "Jimin, wait. At least let me explain." "There's nothing you can explain," he snapped. "You took something from me. Something you can't even fathom." The atmosphere stiffened. Taeyong and Jin, who were sitting in the corner of the room, immediately stood up. They had never seen Jimin like this before, not the Jimin they knew. Usually he withstands everything, keeps wounds in a smile, hides pain behind calmness. But that night was different. That night, Parkjimin could barely recognize himself. All this did not happen overnight. Slowly but surely, something changed between them. Not just the pressure of a comeback schedule, not just the pressure of public expectations, but something more personal. Something only Jimin and Jungkook know about. And it starts with a message. Point one message, sent late at night. Not from BTS, not from the staff, but from someone who should no longer be a part of their lives, an old choreographer, with whom Jimin was once very close. Asterisk asterisk the message reads asterisk asterisk. "You should know, Jungkook is not who you think he is. He knows about the tape, and he kept it." Asterisk the next day, Jimin secretly checks Jungkook's phone while they are in the dressing room. Jimin's hands trembled when he found a locked folder with the name Black Swan 0.1. It took just 5 minutes to break into the lock with Jungkook's date of birth, but time seemed to stop as he watched the snippet of video in the folder that it was their rehearsal 1 year ago, before the Japan tour. But it's more than just a regular workout. It's a personal moment. The moment where Jimin cried, talking about his desire for a temporary vacuum because of the mental fatigue that he could not share. He didn't know the camera was on. He didn't know someone was recording it. And someone has kept it. And now, Jungkook kept it. Why? For what? In his hotel room that night, Jimin sat under a hot shower. His body shivered even though the room temperature warmed. His memory drifts back to the early days of BTS. As he and Jungkook share dreams, not doubts. When they laugh not because of the demands of fan service, but because they purely feel free. But now, everything feels like a charade. Even Jungkook's laughter felt like a knife hidden in an embrace. Jimin kept one old photo in his wallet. A photo of the two of them laughing while performing on a small stage, even before the official debut. The photo is now wet. His hands trembled as he tore them slowly. Meanwhile, rumors began to circulate. One of the stylist's staff heard their quarrel. Rumors quickly spread in HYB's internal circles. Their manager was summoned to headquarters. Members are asked not to post anything. "Jimin, you know if you come out now, they'll accuse you of destroying BTS," Namjoon said as he tried to talk to him that night. "I can't sleep anymore, Hyung. I was even afraid that I would have to stand next to him on stage." At 2 a.m., Jungkook stood alone on the roof of the dorm building. A cold wind hit his face. He held his phone tightly, playing back Jimin's voice recording from voice note 2 years ago. "Jungkook, if I leave one day, it doesn't mean I hate you. But maybe that's the only way I can save myself." Suddenly his cell phone rings. Jungkook hesitated to answer. But then, he pressed the green button. "Hyung, please listen to me just this once. I know everything, but I haven't had a chance to tell you why I'm keeping that video. Because if you knew, you'd understand, and maybe you'll go first." Beep, the call went off. If the tape falls into someone else's hands, you know what will happen to all of us. Jungkook's voice broke as he looked at his phone, which now showed a dark screen after the call was interrupted. The night wind was still blowing wildly on the dorm roof, making his hoodie flutter softly, as if describing the chaos in his mind that he squeezed the hem of his shirt. His body was tense, like someone holding back an explosion from within him. The tape is not just a video. The recording was the truth, a confession that no one was ever supposed to hear. Dark studio. Only one lamp, hanging from the ceiling. Jimin sat on the floor, his body drooping, eyes puffy. I feel not good enough, he said to himself, or perhaps to the reflection in the mirror. I kept smiling, kept dancing, but I don't know if I still am. Live in all this. Without realizing it, the rehearsal camera was still on. Jungkook, who came in later, accidentally saw the footage a few days later. He watched it once, then again, not out of curiosity, but out of fear. He was afraid of losing Jim. But more than that, he was afraid that what happened to Hyun could happen to Jimin too. Disappearing in silence, bearing his own burden, Jungkook decides to keep it. Not to threaten, but because in his frantic mind at the time, it was the only evidence that Jimin needed help. Taeyong knocked on Jimin's door with a hot cup of coffee in hand. No answer. It opened slowly. Jimin sat cross-legged on his mattress, staring blankly at the window. You know, I won't ask you to forgive him. But I hope you hear something from me, Taeyong said. If it's about friendship or about how much this has to last for the fans. No, please, Jim said slowly. I don't even know who I am in your eyes right now. Taeyong approached, putting coffee on the table. It's not about the fans or our image. It's about you. About how you can't let your anger make you lose a part of yourself. In the afternoon, the media began to smell cracks. A paparazzi managed to capture a picture of Jimin, who came out of the dorm with his face covered with a mask and hoodie. His eyes looked swollen. Panic management. HYB immediately held a closed internal meeting. Sponsorship contracts began to falter. One of the overseas brands postponed Jimin's solo campaign. Suddenly, a personal problem turns into a public storm. Later that night, for the first time since the altercation, Jimin and Jungkook sat in the same room. Just the two of them. Dim room lights. No staff. There are no other members. Only silence and heavy breathing. Jungkook stood while holding a small pen drive. I'll delete this. In front of you, he said. But before that, let me say something. Jimin shut up. His face was expressionless. I keep this not because I want to hurt you, but because I'm scared. Afraid you'll leave without a trace. And if that happens, I will. I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive myself. He looked at Jimin, full of guilt. I'd rather hate you than lose you. Jimin closed his eyes. A tear fell not because the words healed, but because they resurrected a wound that had not yet had time to recover. A few hours later, Jimin returned to the rehearsal studio. The lights are on slowly. Soft music plays. He began to dance slowly. Not for training, but for himself. For the first time in weeks, he tried to feel his body again. Movement after movement is his way of recovering. And as his reflection danced in the mirror, he whispered, if I can't trust anyone, at least I can start trusting my own steps again. The next morning, Jungkook receives a small letter on his doorstep. No sender named. In it only one sentence. You don't know everything yet. There's someone who also has a copy of the tape. Asterisk. Jungkook stared at the letter, his eyes widening. The hand that held him trembled. HYB editing room is not arbitrarily accessible. Only a handful of people have permission to enter. Senior staff, official editors, and members directly involved in the production of behind-the-scenes content. Namjoon is one of them, but even more surprising. He already knew about Jimin's recording long before Jungkook talked about it to anyone. It does not tell, nor does it intervene. Why, Hyung? You know about the tape? Jungkook asked, his voice full of surprise and anger held back. Namjoon nodded slowly. He walked towards the control table, his hands touching the buttons with his characteristic calmness. I kept it. Not because I wanted to hurt you or Jimin. It's because of me. I want to know how far we all go. Jungkook clenched his fists. You saved Hyung's weakest moment. For what? As an experiment? Namjoon did not answer. He just stared at the screen in front of him, showing another tape. A different trailer. Jimin's voice cried, and then said softly, if I go, you will still shine. But I will be lost in the dark, and no one will come to their senses. Namjoon harbors a heavy sense of guilt. He feels like a failure as a leader, because he is unable to recognize the hidden wounds of the members who smile the most. He recorded everything. It documents anxiety, not to spread it, but to understand patterns. He hopes to prevent further destruction. But in his quest to become a rational leader, he lost his human side. Taeyong comes hurriedly to the studio, carrying a laptop he borrowed from a content editor. His eyes panicked. "I got a notification from Cloud Backup Studio. Someone accessed Jimin's recording files last week. But from the IP, not ours. Namjoon is approaching. Can you track who?" Taeyong nodded. He shows a screenshot. Asterisk the IP is connected with a backup account belonging to HYB's old production staff. He was fired last year for ethics violations. Asterisk his name is Han Sungwoo. A few hours later, Jimin received an email without a subject. It's just a Google Drive link and one sentence. How does it feel to be a public puppet who has no control over his own narrative? Asterisk he clicked that link. Exercise recording. Footage of him crying. Even the audio of his fight with Jungkook. Someone has recorded it all. In a panic, Jimin throws his laptop on the floor. Chest tightness. She felt like she was naked in front of the world. Even before the video was published, Jungkook approached cautiously. He knew Jimin was at his breaking point. He knew one wrong sentence could destroy the rest of the trust. "You know," he whispered, "when I saw your video for the first time, I realized I'm not the only one who feels tired, but you're the only one who dares to admit it." Jimin was still silent, but his eyes were glazed over. "I don't want you to leave, Hyung. But if you still want to, I'll stand behind you. Not as a member, but as a brother." And at that moment, for the first time, Jimin cried not because of pain, but because of the end. Someone is really listening. Jungkook's phone vibrated. One new message came in from an unknown number. "If you don't announce the official disbandment of BTS within 72 hours, the record will be trending #1 in the world, with edits that make you look like a monster." Jungkook's face turned pale. He showed the message to Jimin and said in a trembling voice, "This is no longer about us. This is war. If we fail tonight, we're not just losing our careers, we're losing each other." Taeyong's voice echoes in the dark room, illuminated only by the blue light of a laptop screen displaying countdown. 71 hours, 23 minutes, and 51 seconds. The time left before the automatic upload of the scandalous recording file that could end everything. They gather in the dorm, in the middle of the night, all in silent and almost paranoia mode. Taeyong, Jungkook, Namjoon, and Jimin, all present. Junggi and Hoseok are still in military service. Jin has just come home permission, but do not know anything yet. The cloud has HYB's old security layer, but it's still active on backup servers, Taeyong explained, quickly. "If we can infiltrate directly inside, we can delete the original file before the automatic upload time." Namjoon shook his head. "That's illegal, Tae." "It's more illegal to let this lie spread and ruin someone's life," Jimin said in a cold tone, for the first time sharper than usual. Han Sungwoo is not just an ordinary former staffer. He used to be one of the trusted editors of the BTS documentation team. He knows their rhythms, their weak points, even their internal codes. He was fired after being found to have stored private footage of members without permission. But it was never reported to the police. HYB wanted to close the case quietly so as not to tarnish BTS's name. Now it's back. And want * revenge star. Their plan is insane. Infiltrate HYB's old building, which is currently no longer in use, to break into the backup storage servers that are still connected offline. It's in the basement, with a system that's been virtually unmonitored. Namjoon, though initially reluctant, eventually joins in. He knew they had to solve this on their own, or the entire BTS would be controlled by someone else's narrative. In dark hoodies, hats, and masks, they sneak around like a group of almost desperate amateur hackers. But their motivation is not money or popularity. Their motivation, ***, save each other. ***, as they almost reached the server room, they heard a sound, shoes creaking. A flashlight illuminates the hallway. Taeyong pulls Jungkook behind the vault, their breaths out. Jimin almost slipped, but Namjoon pulled him in time. "Guard. Not the official one." "That's not HYB staff," whispered Namjoon. Jungkook frowned. "You mean they were paid by Sungwoo?" "Yes. It's bigger than we thought." During a short break in the utility room, Jimin looked at Namjoon. "You knew all this from the beginning. Why didn't you stop me from recording that night?" Namjoon fell silent, then replied, softly, "Because I want to know what you're going to say when you're not pretending to be strong. But I was wrong. I see you as a symbol, not as a human being." Jimin smiled a little, bitterly. We all carry the burden of being a symbol. But that burden should not make us forget that we can also be fragile. Finally, they manage to get into the server room. Taeyong activates the system and it's true, the recording files are still connected, with an automatic upload system to the global video platform. But when they were about to delete the file, suddenly the screen lit up with one big message. Nice try. But delete that file means deleting all backups. Includes footage of your training since 2017. They fell silent. If they deleted all of BTS's memories, behind the scenes, tears, laughter, behind the scenes moments of 7 years will be gone forever. Jungkook stared at the screen, then looked at Jimin, his eyes glazed over. We can make new memories, right? He whispered. Jimin closed his eyes for a moment, then nodded. Jungkook presses the *** delete button. *** the screen flashes. But before it is completely erased, the screen lights up once again. Second backup detected. Location: private server. Owner: Han Sungwoo. Jungkook froze. He kept it somewhere else. The war is not over yet. They found it. After 2 sleepless days, exchanging passwords with HYB's loyal former staff, infiltrating the digital underground community, and almost getting caught once again, they finally find the location of Han Sungwoo's private server. But it's not just the server they found. They find Han Sungwoo himself in an old, uninhabited house in the hills of Gyeonggi-do. Jimin came in first. The cold air pierced to the bone. Dusty floors, curtains swaying by the wind. But a click, a gun stopped him. And when the old chandelier lights up, Han Sungwoo stood there, a cold smile on his face, not just revenge. Han Sungwoo had seen something in the recording a rehearsal night when Jungkook was alone crying, hitting the wall, saying angry phrases about a member. I'm tired of being Jimin's shadow. Everyone calls her an angel, but she doesn't even know what it's like to be loved without a mask. It was recorded. Not intentionally. But Sungwoo knows. ***, this is the key to destroying BTS from within. ***, and he kept it. Years after successfully restraining Sungwoo with the help of Taeyong and Namjoon who came from the back door, they tied him up. But the surprise is not that. What was surprising was when Jungkook asked to talk face-to-face with Jimin. Outside the old house, only the sound of crickets and the swish of the night wind. Among the stifling silence, Jungkook finally spoke, that time. I envy you, Hyung. Too much love you received. I feel, even my smile is not enough for people. I was hoping. You left BTS. Jimin held his breath. Jungkook continued, his voice trembling. But once I came to my senses, that you were really going to leave that time. I'm freaking out. I even tried to sabotage your resignation letter so it wouldn't get to the manager. I'm a coward. Tears fall. Not just from Jungkook. And Jimin, too. I'm not perfect, Jungkook. I wish I could be like you, who can shine even when silent, Jimin replied. ***, 2 people who once harbored envy and loneliness now stand before each other, more honest than ever. When they were about to take Sungwoo's physical server, Sungwoo's laptop screen suddenly turned on automatically. A face appears blurred, but with the electronic sound typical of the deep web. If you think destroying one server is enough, you have no idea who you're dealing with. There are more of us. And we love chaos. BTS perfect? Time to change the narrative. Jimin walked outside, his breath forming a thin mist. It's no longer about one person. It's about a whole system that wants to bring us down. Taeyong nodded. Mean, we fight. Namjoon opened the laptop they managed to grab, staring at the random lines of code that looked like a layered puzzle. This, just the beginning. If they want to take us down from the inside, we fight from the inside as well. Genie, appearing suddenly in civilian clothes, carried a mysterious black flash drive. The sound of footsteps approaching from behind the underground passage. Jungkook, Jimin, and Taeyong are on standby at their temporary headquarters under BTS's old studio, a place only a handful of people know about. They thought it might be Sungwoo who managed to escape. Or worse, someone from the organization is stalking them. But as the metal door opened slowly, and the little light from the corridor highlighted a familiar face, Hyung. Jimin's voice was muffled. The genie stood there, slightly longer hair, a dark leather jacket, and his face carried a meaningful silence. Jin had followed this development from afar during his military service. But not as ordinary civilians. He was taken into a special military intelligence unit, as his strategic intelligence was detected during tactical exercises. When news of BTS' internal scandal began to spread secretly on the military's communications network, Jin *** received orders not to get involved. ***, but he *** violated the order. *** because for him, BTS is not just a group, but a family. This belongs to Jang Seongo, the former high programmer who was mysteriously fired last year. He contacted me secretly through an encrypted channel, Jin said as he plugged the flash drive into the computer system at the secret studio. The display screen flashes. A folder appears, /hive_internal/protocol_shadow/BTS_harvest_project. Everyone stiffened. Inside, audio call logs between high bigwigs and mysterious external agents. Video recordings of manipulative training sessions to steer the narrative of the media. And the most terrifying, AI-based system designed to *edit BTS members' emotions and content footage to appear more positive and cheerful, even when they're sad or angry. Jimin stared at the screen tremblingly. In one of the videos, he saw himself crying during training, but that expression was changed to a smile when it was released to the public. So, all our pain has been stolen. Revamped. Forged. Namjoon looked at her with slowly reddened eyes. It's not just about us anymore. It's about the truth. But Jimin struggles with something deeper. Is he ready to show the world who they really are, without masks, without filters, and accept that it might destroy their perfect image forever? ***, Taeyong's phone suddenly lit up. One incoming notification from an anonymous contact. You were betrayed. Don't trust anyone. Even among you, some have been bought. For a moment, the atmosphere warmed. Jungkook glanced at Jimin. Jimin lowered his head, but not out of guilt, out of fear. Fear that *** suspicion he had once felt. Probably true. *** Jin stood up, his expression firm. We have to hack the HYBE data center. But for that, we need someone very, very dangerous. Namjoon turned quickly. You're not serious, Jin nodded. We need help, from a former CEO who was once dropped by HYBE himself. The lights in the basement suddenly went out. Jin stood at the front, his body stiff, his palms tightly grasping the black flash drive that now seemed to be smoldering in his pocket. A deep, quivering voice emerged from an old loudspeaker in the corner of the room. **, welcome to the game you started, but can't finish. The secret door opens quietly. From behind the shadows, heavy steps are heard as if each of them carries the weight of an unfinished past. And there he was. Bang Si-hyuk, **, former brains of HYBE. Subtly removed founder, then disappeared without a trace. After his resignation from the management structure, the media called Bang Si-hyuk retired for the sake of health. But in reality, he was systematically isolated after rejecting an internal project referred to as the BTS Harvest Protocol, a program to extract maximum value from BTS image. Even if it meant destroying them emotionally, he chose silence. But when he hears Jin's movements and the betrayal that is beginning to unfold, Bang Si-hyuk decides to come out of hiding. Jin, why are you helping us? Aren't you also part of this system? Bang Si-hyuk, I did invent the system. But what you're fighting now is a mutated version. They stole my blueprints and added poison. Bang Si-hyuk is not clean. But now, he wants one thing, to destroy the tyranny that has grown from the seed he planted. ***, Bang Si-hyuk offers a detailed map of HYBE's digital architecture from hidden servers, secret access doors, to who they can approach. And who they should avoid. He called the plan Operation Inverso, flipping the system from the inside, breaking with the same code that once built the K-pop empire. But the plan needs one thing. The traitor inside BTS's body must be revealed first. ***, tensions broke out between the BTS members. Jungkook suspects Taeyong, as some of the conversation data he found on V's old phone leads to someone named Liz. Jimin began to withdraw, reluctant to speak, his eyes often dreamy and his face full of conflict. While Namjoon continues to try to balance the group, the tension begins to grow a gap, and from that gap, ***, mutual trust begins to collapse. ***, Bang Si-hyuk gives them one last surprise in this episode. It features video footage from HYBE's boardroom, recorded via microdrone. Jimin? He's starting to falter. We just need one more push. Jungkook will break after that. All eyes were on Jimin. But Jimin only whispered, I have never betrayed you, but I have something in store that could destroy us all. Bang Si-hyuk stands up, then hands over one access card to Jin. The key to HYB's control center is in your hands. But remember, you only have 72 hours before they do a total reset. On screen, countdown starts. 71:59:59 time goes on. 59:17:03. Jungkook and Jin run across the underground passages of a skyscraper in Gangnam. Silent sirens light up red. They have already been detected. But this mission is no longer about saving their careers. It's about saving the truth. Outside, a spring storm shakes the city. But the storm in Jimin's heart was much more terrible. He knows something he can't know. And now, everything will depend on it. Bang Si-hyuk calls it Zone H0, a military-grade server room that houses BTS' entire digitization project, including AI backups, erased recordings, and even the clonization of their voices and faces for the post-group simulation project. Jin, Jungkook, and Namjoon disguised themselves as night technicians. They had only one time gap, a 17-minute blackout due to temperature system maintenance. They made it in. But someone's been waiting. Amidst the mist of the air conditioner and the blue light of hundreds of servers buzzing like beehives, Taeyong appeared. But not as a friend. Sorry, but I've gone too deep. And the only way to save you is to be your enemy. Jungkook almost hits him, but Namjoon holds back. V's gaze is cold not because of betrayal, but because of despair. HYB detained my family. They said they'd erase my mom from all medical records if I didn't comply. Tears broke out. But time does not give them room for wounds. Meanwhile, Jimin is in an empty apartment that was once BTS's first training ground. The walls are full of streaks of the past. But now, the place bears witness to the horror. He turns on an old-fashioned laptop accessible only through one dead account, the account of an old producer who allegedly committed suicide after the Haru project. In it, he found a video of himself, his face, his voice, but not him. It was the AI version of Jimin, singing a new song, with a voice he had never recorded. HYB has been secretly duplicating them for use when BTS is no longer productive. This is not just exploitation. This is sole identity theft. After successfully bringing back some of the data from the server, Jungkook finds Jimin and faces a terrifying new fact. Jungkook, you knew this from the beginning? You know they use our faces, our voices? Jimin, I know. But I'm afraid you're going to hate me, because I almost approved. Jungkook slapped the wall. His tears were unstoppable. Jungkook, so all our struggles, all those tears, are fake? Jimin, no. That's exactly why I keep it all, because it's too real. They both end up embracing each other, not because they forgive each other, but because they're both fractured and want to stay whole. HYB, aware of the sabotage, sends a silent execution team, the Phantom Unit. Former elite bodyguards, now tools of repression. They were given full permission to eliminate BTS Jin, Namjoon, Jungkook, Jimin, and Taeyong, who are now back on their side, flee to a dormant underground station. But one of them got shot. And that is Namjoon. Namjoon. Shaken, fell. Blood soaked the old pavement. Go on. Don't let us be puppets for life. Jimin's on-screen timer lights up. Time remaining, 39:02. 17. They must enter the final stage of Operation Inverso, without a leader. Is that Jimin's voice, but Jungkook's face? Reporters from the Korean Music Authority trembled as they watched the files being leaked to the public. In the clip, BTS sings a song called Heaven.exe*, a song they never recorded. Within 2 hours, the file was spread all over the world. But none of the BTS members ever heard, touched, or even knew the song existed, because it's not them. Netizens were hysterical. ARMY split in two. Some thought it was a secret comeback. Others smell a conspiracy. HYB remained silent. Meanwhile, the 5 BTS members are hiding in an old bunker near the Gyeonggi border. Namjoon was treated for a gunshot wound. His body was weakened, but his mind was still sharp. Namjoon. They've copied us all. physical, voice, even personality algorithms. We're not just musicians. Our successful social experiment went too far. Taeyong receives a message, enable prototype, or your family will be gone tomorrow at 3 o'clock. The prototype was **HYB 7 ***. AI BTS were created to replace them on all platforms of the world. If activated, no one will be able to tell who is real and who is fake. Taeyong sits alone in a dark underground station, holding an activation chip. His hands were shaking. Taeyong, whispering, "Are we really real? If the world prefers a fake version of us?" When Jimin and Jungkook infiltrate HYB's hidden lab under the art museum, they discover HYB 7 is awake. Their 5 identical figures stood like statues, but with open eyes and vague emotions. HYB Jimin. Are you guys? US. HYB Jungkook. We just want to sing. Isn't that what we all want? It's not just AI. They have fragments of consciousness. Jimin approached. His gaze met HYB Jimin's. He saw a strange fragility. Not just code, but longing. Jimin. If you can sing, can cry, can feel. Then, why do I feel like I'm the fake one now? HYB Jimin just smiled. Because you have wounds. And wounds are proof you're alive. Jimin is seated. The cry broke out. He hugged his non-human twin. Namjoon got up from the makeshift bed and made a decision. We have to disconnect the main network. But if we do, all that AI will disappear. Jungkook wants to erase everything. Jin agrees. But Taeyong and Jimin hesitate. Jimin. What if they are not just imitations? What if they were mirrors of us that we could never accept? Suddenly, the bunker was attacked. HYB's team infiltrated with micro-drones and incapacitating gas. The explosion shook the basement. Jungkook and Jin fight to protect Namjoon. Jimin tries to take HYB 7 out. Taeyong stood in the middle, between two worlds. Which is more worthy of life, a wounded human version or a perfect digital version? In the last second, Jimin held the control panel. The removal code flashes red. If pressed, all AI BTS will be destroyed. HYB Jimin. If you press that button, then you will be completely alone. But it's better to be alone than to be a shadow. Click. Dark screen. Connection lost. If this is our last stage, let the world see us, not as legends, but as human beings who dare to fail. Kim Namjoon, minutes before the global live broadcast begins. I don't know if I'm the real Jimin, but I know. I feel all this. A light shone on Jimin's silhouette standing alone on the empty stage of Seoul Olympic Stadium. Without an audience. Without fans. The world's only camera pointing at him. Jim grabbed the microphone. His hands were shaking. He sang the last song. Untitled song. Songs written from fragments of wounds that cannot be erased. HYB 7 system disconnected. Demolition protocol executed. However, only 4 of the 5 prototypes died. HYB Jimin remained standing. HYB Jimin. I'm not connected on the central server. I was the fault of the system, or maybe the last hope. Jimin looked at himself. The tears didn't stop. Will you stay alive? HYB Jimin. Not to replace you, but to remember you. If the world forgets who you are, I will remember. Within 24 hours, leaked documents were widespread. BTS digitization experiments, secret operations of the Immortal Idol project, and government involvement. Fans around the world reacted, from anger to betrayal to deep sadness. However, a movement emerged. We want the real BTS. Billions of votes unite. The world chooses man, not an algorithm. That night, an impromptu concert was held. Without major production. Without holograms. Only 6 seats on the stage. 1 blank. For Suga, who is still missing since episode 6. Jin opened with his trademark joke. his voice hoarse because the wound in his chest had not healed. Taeyong sings a song written in the middle of an escape. The title, Fallible Stars, Namjoon reads poetry. About imperfection. About the fear of being not good enough. Jungkook stared at the camera. If this is the end of BTS, we chose an honest ending. Jimin stood up. Bring Jimin with him. If the world can love shadows, why be afraid to show the fragile light of our true selves? They sing together. Two Jimin. Two sides of one soul. After the concert, they didn't say goodbye. They just walked off stage. Without spotlight. Without the explosion of fireworks. Behind the stage, an old man waited. Suga. Her hair is white. Her body is thin. His eyes were full of peace. Suga. I wrote the song. But I'm not sure the world is ready to hear it. Jimin at least we're alive to sing it. HYB is broke. BTS didn't break up, but they didn't go back to the way they used to be. They appeared suddenly in small towns, singing without a stage, reciting poetry at the underground station. Help children write songs about loss and hope. The army remains, but not as a fan base, as a human movement that chooses emotion over performance. And Jimin? He disappeared the night after the concert. Leave a short note I am not you, but I learned from you. That's enough. Jimin almost quit BTS due to a conflict with Jungkook. But what happens instead unlocks HYB's darkest mysteries and the true meaning of being human.